So I received a cochlear implant in 2013, and after I got switched on from my implant, I'll always remember jogging down the street and I could hear a jingling sound, so I stopped to try and identify it. But the sound stopped as well, and it wasn't until I got home later that I realised there was the coin in my pocket. So using a game design background, I managed to incorporate gamification into how we can learn auditory training in an engaging way. So Heroes help those with hearing loss to new sounds and confidence, and it's an app that contains a learning pathway for auditory training. Originally I developed Heroes for myself to learn in a comfortable environment, so I presented that to different clinicians to say this is how I'm doing auditory training, and they were quite amazed. And so they saw the value in how I can help others.
So it allows people to practice at home independently, and it means that they then are spending less time travelling into the hospital to see a clinician.
The cochlear implant industry is really growing as cochlear implants become more accessible and more redefined. And so I think I'm very excited about the potential of how we can help people as that market grows.
It wasn't until I got the cochlear implant that I realised how much I'd never heard before and how noisy the world actually is. But you know, there were sounds like I'd never heard rubbing on a skin and breathing before, my dog's toenails scuttling on the lino. I'd never heard a clock ticking on the wall. I'd never heard people typing on a keyboard in the office. I guess along with that, hearing noises for the first time, people using the Heroes app will find that too. Because in some of the environmental sound, there's birds and there's wind and there's water, and those are sounds I'd never heard properly before. So people will probably be hearing those things for the first time or hearing them properly. So it's a fantastic way to actually hear what those sounds really do sound like, and then being able to recognise them in the environment.
So prior to computerised auditory training materials, auditory training was very much done face-to-face with the clinician, whether that was an audiologist or a speech pathologist, and the client. So there's no doubt that computerised auditory training is much more cost-effective for both the client and the service provider.
I always believed the product would do well. The bigger challenges were more around the business and understanding business in general. The $5,000 grant from Sunsuper is an amazing opportunity to really focus on regional areas. There's a lot of challenges in regional areas that we can address well, not only with clinicians but also with recipients. My dream for Heroes is really being able to help those with hearing loss with new sounds and confidence in the world around them.